Another day, another GTA Online DLC. This summer, Rockstar are giving us the Mercenaries update, which will be coming out on June 13th, and it has quite a few interesting features and additions to point out. Firstly, obviously the new jet we seem to be getting, which looks to be based off an F-35, which I know a lot of people were interested in seeing at some point. Now, if you know anything about this jet in real life, you know that this is a stealth jet. Now, that could mean a lot of different things for the gameplay of this thing, but my best guess is that we'll be looking at something similar to the Istura, where you can toggle off the radar at will. This sounds absolutely broken and overpowered, and it probably will be, but how overpowered it'll be will largely depend on the weapons this thing has. If it has the lasers, explosive cannons, it's GG. GTA Online is over. Rest in peace, my friends, we're absolutely finished. If we're looking at regular MGs and homing missiles, however, though, honestly, I think this thing won't be too bad. It'll probably be a very good dogfighter vehicle at most, and it'll probably be a great tool to counter other aircraft, kinda similar to its role in real life. Overall, very spicy vehicle. I know everyone really wanted to see one of these jets, so it's actually sick that they've added one finally. Another big vehicle that's not getting added, but getting a Mark II upgrade, is actually the Avenger. It looks like a lot of this DLC's missions and content is going to be focused around the Avenger, with it stating that we'll be using a new operations terminal inside of it, likely to just launch missions and participate in whatever content the DLC offers from it. What's interesting about this, however, is that the Avenger itself is getting a bit of a facelift. Just like the other Mark II upgrades, if we see here, it looks like the Avenger is getting some machine guns and missiles, which, funnily enough, will turn this thing into a dogfighter. Now, whether it'll actually be good at that is another question entirely, but considering you'll still be able to get friends to use the turrets the Avenger already has, I don't know, I'd keep a lookout for this thing. That paired with the armor this thing already has, the Avenger might literally become like the apex predator of dogfighting in GTA Online free mode, which I never thought I'd honestly ever say, but here we are. Another change, you can repair all your Mors Mutual vehicles at once. Thank God. Almost 10 years later, and we're actually finally here. The promised land, where we don't have to repair each garage one by one. Oh my God. You'll also be able to add descriptions to your numerous garages to better label which one has your cars inside of it. So, if you have a garage filled with oppressed Mark IIs, for example, and you aren't able to remember where you stored them all, you'll be able to give yourself a bit of a reminder. Also, it seems we'll be able to toggle a hold to sprint option in the settings menu. This is great too. With this change, you won't have to tap the sprint button whenever you're in third person. Now, instead, you'll be able to keep hold of it and sprint. Once again, 10 years kinda too late. Most players already have a RSI in their thumbs from tapping the sprint button for all these years, but hey, better late than never. Another change, new tactical SMG. Rockstar don't have the best track record of adding weapons as of late, but this one looks like it could actually be potentially usable for once. Yes, a very big first step for Rockstar. From what it seems, I could be wrong, but it looks like you'll be able to fire this SMG out the window of your vehicles. All this thing has to do in order to be absolutely goated is just be better than the micro SMG and AP pistol, which I know for Rockstar is a very tough ordeal, but who knows, this new SMG might become everyone's most useful weapon overnight. Here's hoping anyway. It also looks like we'll be getting a new Amani Tech vehicle, as you can see here with the armoured plating on this car. This is cool, it looks nice, and it probably will be fast, but we've kind of already had lots of Amani Tech vehicles before anyway. I mean, if this thing doesn't include like a brand new Amani Tech option we can use to equip onto it, I don't know how much attention this vehicle will get compared to like all the other ones that we already have access to. I mean, if you've already bought one and you already like using it, why would you ever buy this one and use that instead of the one you already own? Now, these are all the most important and most significant content additions we'll be receiving in this DLC. Of course, we'll probably get some lesser known, less noticeable drip feed vehicles later on, which we always seem to get. We get some new clothing items, which will probably be decent. New missions, which, yeah, they'll be alright. We'll get some money out of it and the such, but overall, it's looking like another smaller content drop. Including this update, we've had 3 DLCs in a row with this amount of content. 3 in a row, we can say that's a pattern at this point, so I think from here on out, this should probably set the level of expectation we can have for a DLC going forward. From everything we see so far, these additions do look like they'll have a bigger impact than the other DLCs we've already got. Like, for example, if the new jet is good, I think people will probably use that way more, like, over the next few years until GTA 6 comes out, compared to, like, the Acid Lab, which I don't think many people are using outside of, like, grinders. So even though the DLC seems to be similar in scope, it might be bigger in impact, which, that's not too bad. I think the most interesting part about this entire DLC isn't the content itself though. It's how Rockstar are continuing to actually listen to and implement community feedback. They've done this with the last few DLCs, and like I said earlier, this seems to be a pattern of repeated behaviour now, which is honestly really exciting. It is small, but you have to remember, GTA 6 isn't too far around the corner now. And personally, I don't know whether this is true or not, but I think Rockstar are probably going to be collecting data for GTA 6 by using the GTA 5 community to see how receptive they are to community feedback changes. Before, for the longest time, Rockstar barely interacted with the community for their online games, where other developers were more successful, not in terms of money obviously, GTA is way beyond everyone else, but in terms of like the fun and the community engagement. These other developers have already learned this lesson and know how to implement these community changes. They know that this is how you keep a player base happy. It's taken them a while, but now that we know this desire for community feedback isn't just a one-off, we can probably be a little bit more hopeful that the mistakes of GTA 5 aren't going to be repeated in GTA 6. Maybe. It'll probably be horrifically expensive and grindy, obviously, Rockstar love money, but hopefully the quality of life experience and balance of the game might just be that little bit better based on the community feedback we give for GTA 5. You can also be a part of this process too. I want everyone who's watching this video to give your community feedback to Rockstar through the community feedback page here, which I'll link in the description and put a pinned comment link in it, so you can give Rockstar all your feedback so they can learn. Don't be adding stuff like, give unlimited money, that's stupid. Rockstar seem to actually be taking this seriously for a change, so why don't we take this seriously too? If we can have any impact on how GTA 6 will be developed, if we can steer it into a better direction, even if it's by a tiny amount, we might as well do it. We'll probably be playing GTA 6 for the next 10 years based on GTA 5, so do you know what, let's do our best to make the next 10 years of GTA enjoyable. Overall though, that's all I have to say about this DLC. I kinda can't wait to see what they actually do. We'll probably get a few more minor changes in the patch notes like we always do with these DLCs. I'm always more excited for the patch notes to see what changes they'll add to free mode than actual content. So do you know what? I'm kind of hopeful about this DLC. I'm kind of excited. There'll be some stuff we'll actually use for years to come. So do you know what? It's better than listening to those absolute freaks from the Acid Lab DLC. I can't even remember the names. It was like a Trevor ripoff. That's what they were. But that's all I have to say. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.